Hello guys and welcome to the STPL. My name is Kix. I will be taking you through this STPL journey today. Solo casting, things are obviously very late in Korea for Rapid, not really sure what's going on, but it's all good because we are here and it's Saturday, which is weird for me. I don't usually cast on Saturday, but you know what? I missed out on Wednesday because I knocked out, so here I am using my Saturday evening to fill up your day with some Brood War action, because there's not really too much going on Saturdays at the moment, so this is why I jumped in, grabbed what I could, and taken away the evening. So we've got a couple of good matches for you today. I mean, let's have a quick look at the Group B rankings to start us off, because we're going to start off with the Group B match. Man, okay, my brain is just not functioning ever. The Group B, Soul Gaming Net Wars kind of running away with it at the moment. Both of them on 11-1 with 3 wins, 0 losses. So, if things continue as they are for both of those, they will be guaranteed to get out of the group. But there's still 4 more weeks coming up after this, and it's going to be up to the 2 teams here, Red and Clan Revolution, to see if they can get their name a little bit further up the table, to have a look to see if they can make it out of the group at the end as well. So let's have a look at how they've been doing so far. Red last round did an incredible job, came 4th overall, but did complete their group undefeated, which is a stat that nobody else has managed to do so far. Soul and Net Wars on the way to do that at the moment, but it's obviously a long way to go. Lots of teams still to play. Now ReV haven't actually got a win yet so far this round, but they are showing a lot of spirit. They've picked up a load more players as well, so it should be cool to see how much of a difference that's going to make to their roster and how they're going to do today in this match. Now, one thing just to point out, Red actually have a couple of players in the top 10 overall rankings. That obviously could lead into some interesting games. Obviously, Ku is going to be playing today. We'll just have a quick look at the maps coming up today as well. We're going to have Icarus, Athena 2, Katrina Essie, Sin Peaks of Baekdu, and Neo Ground Zero if we do make it to that ace match. And then in terms of matchups here, we're going to start off with a PvT between BeSt and MadiNho. Now this isn't the BeSt, he actually plays for White Clan, but still a BeSt. And then we're going to have a ZVP between Eriador and CRVT, a TBT between Last and Camper, and then a ZVP between Ku and Zods. So some really cool matchups there. I'm really excited to see the TBT. I know Last is an incredibly good Terran, but the Camper showed off some pretty cool TBT before, so looking forward to see how he does up against Last here. But we're going to be starting off here with our first match, which is going to be BeSt versus MadiNho. Now, BeSt doesn't have his proper name just because I couldn't work out how to get that to work in my overlay, but basically he did a pretty good job last round. He did lose this game, but he still showed a good game against his opponent. He has lost his game, or his first game in this round, but he was up against a really strong opponent there as well. I think they were up against Soul, if I remember right, when he last played. But for Clan Revolution, we're going to have MadiNho. Now MadiNho is our Terran player for this evening. Now, he has done a lot better than BeSt, just statistically. You can see that he's actually won one of his games. He did join ReV last round, did get a win against... He was a really good Zerg player, but I can't remember who it was. But either way, he got his win last round, has had a win so far this round as well. And as they move on to Icarus, we're going to see exactly how both these players are going to cope. We have got one of the more standard maps in the pool here. 4 spawns, 12, 6, 3, and 9 o'clock. Obviously, sort of a fairly open middle. Pretty good for Protoss in the mid-game, but the bridges can be abused a little bit more by Terran with good siege positioning. And MadiNho, one good thing about him is he is a 2v2 god, and his Terran positioning, his Terran micro is absolutely insane. BeSt has got really good Protoss micro as well, so I'm really looking forward as we get into this game to see exactly how this is going to play out. Relatively easy to take third for both Terran and Protoss here. Protoss are probably going to look towards getting another main, just because they will need that extra room for gateways, but the corner base is pretty good for them as well. Very similar base layout to something like Aztec, but kind of like a 4-player Aztec almost. But either way, without further ado, let's get into game number 1. It's Red's BeSt versus ReV's MadiNho. Who is going to take our first victory? Okay, starting us off in the 12 o'clock position, we do have the Orange Terran fighting for ReV. It's MadiNho. And just looking over at the chat, hi Red T45, hi everyone of course, and thank you Incomplete for the info. So the Zerg that MadiNho took down was Spire on Sol, so he did actually give them a victory in the... Wait. No. Yeah. Oh, okay, I'm really confused right now. But his opponent over here in the 3 o'clock position is going to be in the purple. It's BeSt. Fighting for red, sorry. Now the interesting thing for me today is going to be, am I going to keep mixing up ReV and Red? Because both of the names incredibly similar. ReV obviously standing for Clan Revolution, whereas Red stands for Rastia Edel Dodel or something. I can never say it properly, but they're Red to me just because their name is so hard for me to pronounce. But I believe their name is actually German, if I remember correctly. I don't know if Warrior's in the chat to confirm, but I'm sure someone on Red will be able to tell me, but it means something about phallic objects, and yeah, so that's something. Rastia Erdodel. Yeah, it's like shaved balls or something, I can't remember. But I was the one that censored their logo, and to be honest, when I was doing it made me laugh even more. But we've got Gateway Gas coming in for BeSt right now. Cybernex Core coming on behind this. MadiNho has gone for a refinery, so we'll have to see when he takes his guys off gas. That will sort of lend credence to whether or not he's going to go for a 2-fact or anything like that. One thing to point out is MadiNho is actually scouting cross positions. So that's going to be something. We are going to have BeSt scouting last, which is going to be a little bit unfortunate for him. But he eventually will get there. Of course, he's going to skip his first Alex, go into a Dragoon, so no crazy early aggression coming out from him. Going to see the first factory coming up from MadiNho. He's also got the guys pulled off gas, so there's going to be a factory expand from him. Now, does he choose to build a lot of Marines? He's going to go up to at least 3. He doesn't actually know what the Protoss player is doing at the moment, so I think this is a very wise decision. Gives him a little bit more stability early game, but looks like he is going to try and trap the probe and will get it before the probe sees too much, so that's really unfortunate. We'll see the first factory coming up though. But it's all good. Looks like the SCV gonna get in, gonna see that it is gonna be 1 gateway range, and is gonna pull out. Hopefully he should be able to get this away from the Dragoon, but depending on the pathing and everything, luckily enough the ramp facing away from where the SCV was, so that SCV is gonna get back home. BeSt doing a really good job here, actually building the pylon to give him vision over this path. It obviously doesn't cover everything, but it's a decent amount of vision. That does give him the option of seeing if there's any sort of vultures late game. Vulture's mid-game, sort of pushes mid-game as well. But looks like we are going to see 4 Marines, Siege Tank. Now, is he going to go into Siege mode or is it going to be Mines? I get the feeling with someone like MadiNho it's going to be Mines, but he is saving up his money for now. We still don't actually see a Command Center coming in for him yet, so going to be looking to expand behind a push here is MadiNho. Looks like he's going to go into 2 tanks. then into mines. So this is going to be a little bit of a stronger FD push here. He's going to have 7 Marines, possibly up to 8 by the time these 2 tanks are out. The mines obviously going to come in, allow him to supplement this push with vultures, and this could be quite strong against what BeSt is doing. He has 3 Dragoons at the moment, he's going for an expansion, but there's not really any additional tech here just yet. Looks like he is going to go into a second gateway for now. I know it's going to be a robo, so building a robo should head up into ReVs, I would say, is probably the best option he has. Now MadiNho actually hiding the SCV that he'll be building the command center with. This obviously allows him to build it as he leaves his base. So BeSt is playing a little bit passive right now. This could be a very, very big problem for him as this push gets across the map. This is 9 Marines, or 8 Marines even. I mean, one of them has been grazed in the leg by a probe shot. But this is 2 tanks, 8 Marines, and that is going to be coming barreling down on the front. Vultures now queued up. MadiNho realizing he's queued a few too many, so he's going to cancel a few and go into speed as well. But with speed and mines, this could be very, very dangerous. Now, the second gateway only just now coming in, and I mean, this pylon just about going to see it. MadiNho pushing down the correct path here, and it looks like BeSt isn't ready. Now, there isn't going to be siege mode, so this is a little bit easier for him to stop, but it's still 8 Marines and 2 tanks even. One of the tanks goes down, but that's a lot of damage. Nice micro by BeSt to take down the mines. Does need to focus them before the mines go onto his Dragoons, and they do. No mine drag possible. And this could be very difficult to stop now. He's going to have to sack his natural. He's got 7 Marines here. Looks like the probes have been pulled. They're going to try and take down a couple of the Marines, but this is a lot of damage coming down from MadiNho. This is the kind of situation he likes to be in. He's a 2v2 master, this man. And any early micro game situations is where he is going to specialize. Now, we are going to have an observatory coming in behind this, but obviously these mines, until then, going to be very, very powerful. Siege mode on the way now for his siege tank as well. And the Nexus has been taken down, so MadiNho is going to feel perfectly fine now, just pulling back, taking down this pylon. He could even opt to siege behind this little bit of wall, gives him a little bit more chance. We're going to be 3 gateways from BeSt. Still no ReV attack. He's a little bit worried about affording that, I would say. And he's going to be trying to rely entirely on Dragoons and Observers to get out here. Now, luckily enough for him, Siege mode hasn't actually finished yet. That's almost finished though. And MadiNho is going to just pull back. He's got his expansion up. He's going into his engineering bay behind this. He's got a dropship as well. And he is going to try and play off the fact he knows exactly what's going on. Vultures loading up into the dropship, should see him pick this one up as well. And he is going to be heading into the back of the main, but there is a good amount of vision here for BeSt, using those pylons at the back. But the Nexus coming in. Here comes the dropship flying straight into one of those pylons, but you can see the Dragoons trying to run back. How much damage is MadiNho going to be able to do? There's one probe has gone down so far, so not that much, but these mines going to be doing a lot. The probe's actually pulling to the natural. Really nice usage of these vultures by MadiNho, making sure not to lose them, but a really great hold by BeSt. He took very little damage here, but this is going to be the scary moment. The vultures coming around the other side. The probe's actually going to try and get on top of the vultures, but the more damage that goes down, the further ahead MadiNho is going to be, and a nice mine at the end there. Going to be taken down by the Zealot even, but that's a good amount of damage to do with just 4 vultures. And I mean, back at home, he's still on his second second gas. He's got 3 factories coming in, should see a 4th one coming in fairly soon after this. Supply depot, no armory yet though from MadiNho, so his upgrades are going to be a little bit later. He has a Wraith here to help defend against this Shotless. We do finally have ReV attack coming in. And now this is going to be an important vulture for MadiNho if BeSt does decide to go that way. But BeSt's army is very, very fragmented right now. He's got very few gateways, very small economy as well. He's going to be relying a lot on getting damage done here with this shot, and the thing is, it looks like he's going to fly directly over MadiNho's vulture, so this is what that's there to scout for. And is he going to see it? Is he going to get unlucky? Yes. BeSt BeSt is definitely going to get unlucky here now. BeSt can still obviously push forward. He can sort of fake this out, kill the Vulture, but the Vulture being pulled back right away by MadiNho. Now, MadiNho is actually doing this at a lot of bases. He wants to make sure there's no third base possible as well. The Wraith coming out, just missing this unit, but this Reaver is not going to be long for this world. A nice first Scarab, but losing the Reaver to just 3 tanks, only killing about 3 SCVs, is not the kind of trade he's looking for. And I mean, he is going to try and just secure his base, play a little bit passive now. I mean, he is going to be incredibly far behind against MadiNho, who's going up now to 5 factories, possibly looking to take his own third base as well. And there's really very little that BeSt can do about it at this point. This is a really, really nicely played game by MadiNho, who's actually gone in to 2 dropships now. Obviously, dropship's going to be very powerful in case you haven't played this map before. There is a droppable cliff over the natural. You can see a little bit better here. You can see this is why the Wraith is sort of sat there. But looks like an observer is going to see the double drop now, and this gives him the largest tip-off he could possibly need. He's going to see it heading towards his main, and let's see the reaction from BeSt. He's going to pull a lot of units back, but MadiNho making use of the fact he saw the observer going to be actually heading to that natural after all, and BeSt units not in the best location to deal with this, ironically based on his name. But he does have Dragoons trying to intercept here, but there's nothing here, nothing to even spot that this is going to come in, and this dropship is going to do a lot of damage. He's got Marines in here as well to try and give him a little bit of anti-air, but the observer flying away. This is a bad moment in here for BeSt in this game. He needs this to be cleared up is the easiest way possible, and he's not going to be able to do it. 3 tanks, 1 Vulture, going to be doing a hell of a lot of damage. Obviously the high ground coming into play as well. No shuttle just yet in here for BeSt. I think there could be one flying in. No, it's actually going to be Zealots. But look at the high ground and how lucky MadiNho's actually been. The 3 tanks have done so much damage and so many dead Dragoons. I have no idea how BeSt is going to be able to recover from this. His natural expansion is going to go down. The observer, or 2 observers actually scouting this out, but that isn't the true story. The true story is MadiNho's been building a big army back at home. And I mean, BeSt still has units up here. They're not really going to help him too much. But these Zealots, unfortunately, not going to be able to get up to the high ground. Is he even getting a shuttle? No shuttle is actually on the way. So these tanks are just going to be able to shell down on this Nexus. Now, I believe there's not been a probe sent anywhere, but MadiNho's map vision is insane right now. He's pushing in with a lot of Vultures, a lot of mines. He knows there's not many units left here for BeSt, and it looks like this is the move that MadiNho is going to make to win the game. There's very little BeSt can do about this. He's been building nothing but Zealots for a while, hoping to try and catch the Terran push, but the Terran's on 3 base. We do have still 5 factories, Armory still on the way. Double armory actually, so 1-1 upgrades on the way with the science facility, and Scan goes down to confirm exactly what his opponent's got. And I mean, MadiNho knows he doesn't even need to push. Just look at the amount of mines just everywhere on the map right now. I mean, just pushing into the minefield is actually going to be a bad thing. So the Nexus has gone down. A shuttle is finally going to come in here, but MadiNho with the vision over that, going to run Siege tanks immediately. And here is the dropships to pick this back up. The Dragoon's going to be able to clear out the mines, but still he is 1 base against 3. And MadiNho is absolutely killing it. He's even playing passive behind this because he knows he's so far ahead. He's going into 7 factories behind this, getting double supply depots to make sure he doesn't get supply blocked, and even going double missile turrets at his opponent's, at his third. And I mean, BeSt is going to move out, try and secure this 3rd base again. He does have Zealots on top of this high ground, which is going to mean there's no further drops possible there. But I mean, there's 4 tanks that got saved by those dropships. He could go into the main at any point if he wanted to. There's vision over here, but there's very few units. And I mean, there's not really too much else to say. If BeSt can come back here, this will be an absolute miracle. The only choice he really has is to maybe try and like double expand. But I don't think he's even going to be able to do that. Looks like he's going to try and send units over here to clear up this 3rd base. But there's a 4th base already here for MadiNho. He is in. the perfect situation for him. And there's nothing that can stop him at the moment. Looks like another lot of vultures are getting loaded up. He's probably going to go straight into the main with those. Maybe even dropping on the high ground again, just to clear out the zealots to come in with tanks at a later period. But the dragoons heading up into the top left. I mean, you can see that MadiNho doesn't even mind. There is 3 tanks up here already. That's going to be enough to defend against this meager amount of dragoons. And here is the big drop in the main. There's actually twice as many vultures as there are of any other Protoss unit in this main right now. I mean, the dragoons and vultures going to be coming back, but he's already done a lot of damage. This could be a nice mine drag. Actually, nearly mine dragging his own probes, so a little bit unfortunate there. The vultures are going to get cleaned up, but at what cost? This is all of BeSt mining. And I mean, so many probes have been killed here. What a great triple drop there by MadiNho, and he saves the dropships as well. There they are. GG. BeSt taps out, and MadiNho is going to take a quick lead in this series for Red. And now, of course, that is just the first game of a best of 5. But when you sort of look statistically at how Red and ReV have done in the STPL, you would certainly say that Red you would expect to get sort of the initiative in the series, but ReV have been training hard. They've come back and they're showing an entire, well, not an entirely new squad, but they're showing a lot of new players now, and a lot of them are very, very good. So great work by MadiNho there in game 1. Good work by BeSt as well. Unfortunately, MadiNho, the strategical genius, just getting a little bit of a tactical edge there as he headed into the game. So without further ado, let's get into game 2 when we get back after this.